Quinn pressed against the observatory window, watching the night sky shimmer with countless stars. Silver hair caught the moonlight as those curious gray eyes tracked a satellite blinking its way across the darkness. The purple hoodie Quinn wore had telescope patterns all over it, and the matching sneakers tapped an excited rhythm against the floor. "Tomorrow's the big day," Dr. Chen announced, adjusting her thick glasses. "The deep space listener will finally be ready." The massive radio telescope outside looked like a giant metal flower. Its dish pointed toward the stars. For 3 years, the scientists at Hillcrest Observatory had been building this special machine to listen for messages from space. "When will we hear something?" The question burst out before Quinn could stop it. Dr. Chen smiled. "Space is very big. Messages take a long time to travel. We might wait days, weeks, or even years." Years? That seemed impossible to imagine. At home that night, Quinn's bedroom ceiling glowed with stick-on stars arranged in real constellation patterns. The bookshelf overflowed with space books, and a homemade cardboard rocket ship stood in the corner. Sleep fell far away with tomorrow's telescope activation spinning through excited thoughts. The next morning arrived wrapped in fog. Quinn pedaled fast to the observatory, backpack bouncing with each bump in the road. The purple hoodie flapped like wings in the cool morning air, and those gray eyes sparkled with anticipation about the day ahead. Inside the control room, screens covered every wall. Numbers scrolled past in green lines while computers hummed their electronic songs.
Scientists bustled around, checking cables and adjusting dials.
"Ready to flip the switch?" Dr. Chen asked. Together, they pressed a big red button. The telescope outside groaned to life, slowly turning its dish toward a distant star system called Kepler-42. Everyone held their breath. The speakers crackled with static. Just static.
"Is it broken?" someone said quietly.
"No," Dr. Chen explained patiently. "We're listening to a star system 1,200 light-years away. If anyone dared send a message today, it wouldn't reach us for 1,200 years. We're hoping to catch messages that were sent long, long ago." The room stayed quiet except for the cosmic static. After an hour, some scientists went back to their other work. After 2 hours, only a few remained. Quinn stayed planted in front of the main screen, gray eyes never leaving the sound wave patterns that danced across the monitor. That purple hoodie had become a makeshift cushion on the hard metal chair, but those telescope-patterned sneakers kept tapping hopefully against the floor rungs. Days passed, then weeks. Every morning, the bike ride to the observatory became routine. Packed lunch, check. Extra batteries for the flashlight, check. Notebook for recording any unusual signals, check. The other scientists started calling their youngest helper the guardian of the dish because of the dedication shown. While they rotated shifts, one constant remained, that small figure in the control room, watching, waiting, listening. "Why do you keep coming?" asked Marcus, a graduate student. "Don't you get bored?" The answer came without hesitation. "What if the message comes right after I leave? What if it's only a few seconds long and I miss it because I went home for a snack?" Marcus shrugged and went back to his calculations. October turned to November. The leaves outside changed from green to gold to brown. Quinn learned to read the computer screens like books, understanding which squiggles meant pulsars and which ones meant Earth satellites passing overhead. Silver hair grew longer, often tied back now with a purple scrunchie to match that favorite hoodie. One cold Tuesday afternoon, something different happened. The static pattern changed, just for a moment. A tiny blip appeared on screen. "Dr. Chen." The shout echoed through the building. Everyone rushed in, studying the recording. After careful analysis, Dr. Chen sighed. "It's just interference from a microwave in the cafeteria. Sorry." Disappointment felt heavy, but giving up wasn't an option. Space was full of mysteries waiting to be discovered. Winter arrived with snow that made the telescope look like it wore a white hat. Quinn learned to bring extra layers, that purple hoodie now accompanied by a puffy coat covered in NASA patches collected from the gift shop. The control room became a second home. Homework spread across the desk between monitoring sessions. The staff scientists shared their knowledge freely, teaching about radio waves and light speed and the vast distances between stars. You know what I love about space? Dr. Rodriguez said one evening, joining the vigil. It teaches us patience. Everything happens on cosmic time, not human time. She pointed to a photograph on the wall, the famous pale blue dot image of Earth, taken from billions of miles away. That photo took months to plan, execute, and transmit back to Earth. But now it reminds everyone how precious our planet is. Spring arrived like a surprise. Quinn realized those telescope-patterned sneakers had been outgrown, replaced now with plain black ones that were more practical for long days at the observatory. The purple hoodie still fit, though its sleeves were definitely shorter than before. One April morning, the routine felt different. Maybe it was the way the sunrise painted the telescope dish gold, or how the spring birds seemed extra cheerful. Quinn settled into the familiar chair, adjusted the headphones, and began another day of listening. At 11:47 a.m., it happened. The static pattern shifted. Not like microwave interference or passing satellite. This was structured, rhythmic, deliberate. Beep, 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 beep. Pause. Repeat. Heart pounding, Quinn's fingers flew across the keyboard, recording everything. Those gray eyes, wide with excitement, never left the screen as the pattern continued for 43 seconds before fading back to static.
Dr. Chen, everyone, come quick.
The control room filled instantly. Scientists analyzed the signal from every angle. They checked for equipment malfunction, Earth-based interference, known space phenomena. It's real, Dr. Chen said quietly finally. It's from the Kepler 442 system. Someone sent this 1,200 years ago, and we just heard it. The room erupted in celebration. 13 months of patient listening had led to this moment.
What does it mean? Someone asked.
We don't know yet, Dr. Chen admitted. It might be a greeting or mathematics or something we can't imagine, but Quinn was here to catch it. That's what matters. The purple-hooded figure stood quietly among the cheering adults, a small smile playing on those lips. All those mornings, all those quiet hours, all that waiting, it had been worth it. Over the following weeks, the signal repeated several times. Scientists around the world worked to decode it. Quinn remained at the station, still listening, still patient. Because space had taught an important lesson. The universe reveals its secrets not to those who demand quick answers, but to those who wait with steady dedication. One evening, as the sunset painted the sky purple and gold, Dr. Chen found her youngest team member still at the console.
You know, most kids would have given up after a week.
Quinn looked up from the screens, silver hair now definitely needing a trim, those gray eyes calm and knowing in a way they hadn't been 13 months ago. That purple hoodie, faded from so many washes but still treasured, bore the wrinkles of another long day's watch. The universe is patient with us, came the thoughtful reply. So we need to be patient with it. Outside, the great dish continued its slow dance with the stars, listening to stories that traveled across impossible distances in incredible time. And inside, one young explorer had learned that the greatest discoveries come not to those who rush, but to those who wait with purpose and hope. The signal from Kepler 442 turned out to be mathematical sequences, prime numbers, then Fibonacci patterns. Not a detailed message, but a clear sign. We are here. We can think. We want to connect. Earth scientists prepared a response that would take another 1,200 years to reach its destination. Someone else's great-great-great-grandchildren would need to wait for an answer. But that was okay. Quinn had learned that patience wasn't about doing nothing. It was about showing up every day, staying curious, and trusting that amazing things happen when you give them time to unfold. The stars wheeled overhead, keeping their ancient schedules. The telescope listened to their whispers, and in the control room, a young space explorer in a well-loved purple hoodie smiled, knowing that the universe had just proven that good things really do come to those who wait.